Hey guys, it's Arson. I'm gonna try to be quiet because I'm the only one currently awake in my house. So shh. But this is gonna be kind of a darker video, so I'm gonna leave this trigger warning here for anybody that can't handle that kind of stuff. I'm wearing a hat right now because I just got out of the shower, so my hair is like soaking wet and ew. So I'm just gonna. Now you can see the mess that is my hair after a shower. But I'm just gonna wear a hat because it's more fun than seeing wet hair. But so the reason I wanted to make this video is because I was it's already getting hard for me. I was in the hospital today because we're not entirely sure what happened. I was just sitting in math class. My teacher was going through the notes a little fast, so I was getting a little frustrated because I was having a hard time understanding because it was a new topic and something I haven't seen before. And all of a sudden my hands started like shaking and like tapping, and I couldn't really control it. Like it felt like I could, and subconsciously it feels like I was, but even no matter how much I tried to stop because I knew it seemed odd, I just I couldn't. So, and then as soon as he finished the notes, he usually spends half the class giving notes and then the other half he gives us time to work on homework. And that's why he was going fast, because he wanted to give us our homework. Well, when he started giving out the homework, I went to turn around to because I have two friends that sit behind me in my class, and one of them is technically my cousin. I say he's my cousin because he's the grandson of my godfather. But and so it's just easier to say cousin. But I went to turn around to say something to him, and every time I went to talk, it felt like my throat was just closing up on me. So I couldn't. So I just like grabbed my laptop case, because that's where I keep my Kindle, and my hands, I had to grab everything in such a weird way because I couldn't, like, I had to like flex my muscles in order to have any control over my hands, like flex all the muscles down my arm. And so it was really tiring on me because I had to constantly flex just to get any sort of control. And so I finally was able to grab my Kindle, and I was trying to figure out which way I could text him because I don't have my phone. I didn't have my phone on me, but he was on his phone behind me because we usually just play on our phones during the homework period because the teacher doesn't care as long as we get it done. But I saw he had commented on one of our mutual friends' Facebook posts, so I said, sweet, he's on Facebook, I'll just shoot a message there. So I did, and actually I'll read you our exact conversation because it was really hard for me to type because I was trying to focus my hand on trying to hit every single letter. It took me a couple tries to try to type every message, but I eventually got it. I'm pulling up the conversation now. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So, my first message was, don't panic. Then I said something's wrong, and he just sent me a question mark. And I commented, and I sent a message back that says, I can't stop twitching. And he said, where? And I said, my hands, because like I said, I was having a hard time typing, so if it was close enough, I left it go. Plus I have like the little things at the top of the keyboard, so that way when it's like autocorrect, but you can just pick. So I have that too, and I also have autocorrect on. And then I said, my hands, I can't talk. And he said, why can't you talk? What have you eaten today? Want me to go to get the teacher? And I said, I don't know. I feel like I'm losing control. I don't know. And then he said, what have you eaten? Have you taken any medicine? And I told him because I usually don't eat breakfast, but because my phone had died, and that's my alarm in the morning. So I actually ate breakfast for once, and so I told him bagel and jelly and Nutella. No, my head hurts. And then he said, may I show the other friend this? And do if I had any other symptoms. I said sure and no, other than sweat, because I was wearing a hoodie and it's like really thick, so I was like dying. I had sweat dripping down my sides and everything. It was awful because I was like panicking because I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was that I couldn't control my hands. And then he texted back, do you feel sick? Sweat, twitching, and headache. I said, but that's probably because I'm freaking out. My response to other than sweat. They said no to feeling sick and yes to the symptoms he asked. And then he asked, why are you freaking out? And I said, because I don't know what's going on. I usually have sweat twitches, but not this bad. Like, I have a really bad tendency to have my eye twitch. Or sometimes when I'm falling asleep, my arm or leg will twitch. And then he said, do you have anxiety issues? And that's going to be the main point of this video. Yes, I do. And I realize that this is already at 6 minutes, but it's going to be a long video. You're just going to have to accept that, guys. And then he said, do you think this may be it? And I said maybe, and right now I'm thinking that's probably definitely it, because I'll explain later. And then he said, do you know what may have triggered it? I said no. And then the rest of it, you guys probably don't even really care that much. It's just kind of him asking me the same exact questions over and over again because he's trying to figure out what to do. And all they ended up doing was helping me carry my stuff to the band room, because that's where I leave my stuff to go to lunch, and then we go back to the band room, and then that. I ended up not even going to lunch because I went to the office because I started crying because I was starting to panic because my leg had eventually started twitching and my hands were getting worse. They were like doing this kind of thing, and I ended up like scratching myself, and I have like a couple chunks of skin gone. Like, I don't know if you can see that. It kinda, but not really. That little line right there, it's too bright to really see it. If I like shield it, there you go, you can see it a little better now. That's just one of them. I have like a couple of my chunks of my knuckle gone and everything. But so I was sitting in the office and they were like, okay, what's going on, and trying to ask me all these questions, but I couldn't talk. And all I could do was this to try to say that I can't talk. And so they just kept asking me a bunch of questions about that. And then they gave me water, and another girl in my class actually had a seizure. So a couple of when they called the squad for her, they didn't tell them which room. So they came to the office first, and they thought it was for me, and I'm sitting there thinking like, oh God, they're taking me away. But they ended up going to her, and the dudes were just, because they came up to me without talking to the secretaries or anyone first. Excuse me. Excuse me. And they're like, oh, well, good luck. And I'm like, gee, thanks. Obviously, I didn't say it, but I was thinking it. And, God. Today was a blur. But then the nurse came and she gave me water and stuff. And they called my mom, and she came and picked me up, and she was guilt tripping me the whole way there. And it honestly kind of sucked. Because all I could do was say sorry. That's all I felt like I could do. Because, like, I guess she had a meeting or whatever, and she kept, like, telling me all these things that she had to be doing, and, like, are you sure you want to go to the hospital? I mean, and then she kept implying that I was faking it, but I wasn't sure if she thought I actually was. But earlier tonight, she was sitting in the living room with my stepdad, and she had thought I left the room, and she basically told him that she thinks I'm faking it, and because I knew about the girl who had the seizure, but I didn't even know about that until after my hands started shaking. So, but anyway, so she took me to the hospital, and they ran a blood test, and they ran a urine test, and they took a CAT scan of my head, and nothing came up. So they gave me a Benadryl, and that's what finally stopped my hands from twitching. But, sorry about that. But that's what finally stopped my hands from twitching. And now I'm home. And I keep thinking about my mom saying that she thinks I faked it. And honestly, I'm starting to think it was an anxiety attack, because I've had anxiety attacks before. They were just a hyperventilating mess of me twitching and me hyperventilating and doing a lot of the same things that I did during that episode that I had today. But I just think this was one of the worst anxiety attacks that I've ever had. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised, because I'm so stressed out from school and all the stuff I do. And it's not like I have anywhere that I can call a sanctuary except you guys, except the internet, because this is about all I have that keeps me sane. Because when I'm home, I just keep getting called stupid and lazy, and I can't do anything right. And then I go to school because I have to, and I just get people talking behind my back and making all these snide comments when I'm around them, and giving me all these dirty looks, and on occasion I'll get a couple people smile, and I do have a couple of friends, but sometimes I even question their loyalty, and that's probably just my paranoia. Although most of them have proven that I should be questioning their loyalty. But and I've been doing so much stuff with the school that I haven't even had time to have much time for the internet. So I haven't even had much time with my sanctuary lately. So like I said, it's probably because, God, I don't even know. My mental state is just a mess all the time, I swear. But it's not like I'd admit it in person. I'd hate to. Because my mom is all about, God, I'm crying. I'm sorry. It's probably a really real video, more real than any of you expected, but that's why I gave a trigger warning at the start. But God, I don't even remember what I was talking about now. Sorry, nervous habits to chew my nails. I'm just gonna leave this video here. Sorry, guys. This ended up being a lot more real than I was prepared for. And ended up with a lot more emotions than I was prepared for. I'm sorry. I'm really bad at making videos, I know. I'll get better at some point. But I'm just gonna leave this here. So, like and subscribe, I guess. I don't know why you'd want to like and subscribe after this. This video is such a mess. Just like me, but wow, okay. Self-depreciate in the outro. That's what I'm good for. Well, like and subscribe if you think I deserve it. Leave a comment down below what you guys think. And I hope you guys have a better day than I did, and a better week than I did, and a better weekend, and a better year, and a better everything, because you all deserve it, because you're all lovely people. I love you guys. Alright, bye.